Donna. All right, guys. So what we're talking about today is we're talking about removing the clutch cover right there on the Suzuki Boulevard M109R. All right, guys. First thing you want to do is before you try to take this clutch cover off, you're gonna want to be careful because I'm gonna show you guys right here without dropping my bolts. The bolt sizes. The bolt sizes are different sizes, right? See how you got some long ones and you got some short ones. And what you don't want to do is, if you look right here, see that bolt only goes so far in there. Now that bolt is extended, and that bolt is different. So the first thing you want to do before you even take your clutch cover off, you're going to order your gasket, right? Make sure you order the right gasket. And when you get your gasket in, it's going to come in a package like this, right? And you're going to draw an outline of, wait a minute, do I got this backwards? Yeah, I got this on backwards. You're going to draw an outline of, you're going to trace an outline of your gasket, right? Like that. That way, when you start taking your bolts out, you're going to take your bolts out individually, and you're going to put the bolt inside of the slot of your outline, right? You're going to trace your outline. Then you're going to go along and you're going to make your points. You're going to punch holes where your hex bolts go in there, and then that way, when you get ready to put your gasket in and seal your cover, the bolts will go back in the same spot, right? See how I did that? Imagine this just being a piece of cardboard and me taking a marker and tracing the outside of it, the inside of it, and then marking the holes, right? That way, when I put this new gasket in here, it lines up perfectly, and I don't have to worry about having the wrong bolts in the wrong slots. As you can see, when I told you about the long bolt there and a short bolt there it is. It's lined up, perfect outline, right? All right, so we're gonna get that out of the way for now. All right, now once you get all the bolts out, this thing is still glued on here. Okay, you got gasket sealant that seals this in, keep it from leaking, right? So when this is on here, it's going to be stuck on here, right? Like that. And you think all the bolts out, it's going to pull off easy, but it's not. So what you're going to have to do is take you a rubber mallet and you're going to tap on it, just like you would on a rotor on a car to loosen it up. Also, you can take you a heat gun. You can take your heat gun and heat up along the edges of the gasket cover there to loosen up that rubber sealant there, right? And also, you can do is take a T-handle. You have one here and another one there, and you can pull up on it and it'll come out. But it's going to take a while. Like, you can hold this handle here and be pulling on it and tapping around this gasket cover to get it out. And it's going to take you a while to do that. So you got to be very patient. Understand this is an aluminum based cover here, and it easily can be cracked. So you don't want to use a regular hammer. And of course it's chrome, so chrome plated, so you don't want to mess up your chrome. So that's why you take a rubber mallet and you just tap around the edges of it. You can tap the center, light taps, right? light taps until it starts loosening up, and it'll start jiggling. You don't want to take and try to put nothing in to try to pry it out. Like, you don't want to take something like this and try to stick there to pry it out, because all you're going to end up doing is slipping and scratching up your chrome. So you got to be patient. Just take your T handle, right? Like an Allen wrench T handle or something in there that's long. Stick it in there and jiggle on it. Now what I did was I used two, right? Let's see if I can get this other one. And you want to get something that almost fits the size of the hole you're sticking in there, because you don't want a lot of wiggle room, right? But anyway, you're going to take and put both hands on these, and you want to put them apart and pull on one at the same time. You can tug on them from both ends. I can't do them because I'm using one hand right now to control my camera. You're going to tug on it, and eventually it will come off of there. As you can see, I've already gotten it off here, right? That's the easiest way to do it without damaging your cover, because these covers are very expensive, right? And once you do that, I'm going to take this off, and as you can see, my gasket is on there, and it's been sealed on. Excuse me, it's been sealed on there. So somebody used some gasket sealer, I'm assuming, then glued it on here. But as you can see, it's the same gasket here that I have. And then let me line these holes up. See the holes line up? They're the same. In a minute. Yeah, you can see that they're the same, right? Alright. So that's exactly how you're going to put it back on there. You're going to get your gasket sealant. You're going to seal the gasket and put it back on there. Alright? Real simple. And just in case you guys are curious, if you can see here, I got some rubbing here, right? On my clutch. This is just the clutch. I guess this is the clutch, the base or whatever, and the plates are in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eventually replace the plates in there, but I'm going to replace the springs, right? And you can see the springs are behind these bolts right here. So 6 of these springs, and I have 1, 2, 3. This is what I'm using. Clutch spring set, right? And I believe there are 6 in here. So I'm going to be replacing that. 1, 2. Yeah, there's 6 of them in here. I'm going to take the springs are behind these bolts. And just for the record, the bolts that go in your clutch cover, it's an 8mm. It takes an 8mm socket for the bolts, right? And I believe for this clutch, the bolts, I believe those are 10mm. So you just screw those out and you replace the springs, and this whole thing will come out. And there are like 10 plates inside of here. But I'm going to take that apart and investigate that and see if I have any issues. But again, you can see I have this, I guess it's a clutch base plate right here that's scratched up. So obviously I've been grinding some gears here. So I'm going to end up replacing those plates in there. See, if you can see, that's a plate right there. And there are 10 of them, right? Even though they look fine from right here, like I said, I still got some grinding in there, so I'm going to look that up, right? As you can see here, I got some little debris or whatever inside of there, so I'm guessing that comes from off of the scratching going on right here, right? And there's, I guess that's the clutch cover belt right there. but I'm going to be doing that. But anyway, guys, I just want to show you the easiest way to remove this clutch cover. Stay tuned.